Hey, what's going on, Gorilla America? This is your man on the scene, G1, throwing up them 2 dubs in them 4 corners representing that north, east, west, and south. Get your fur right, all right? All my primates out there, I want to say what's up, and I want to say I hope you enjoyed your Memorial Day yesterday. But you know, it's time to get back to the grindstone, okay? And because the reason why we are able to do what we do is because of one of the things I want to talk about today, which is sacrifice. Now, the sacrifice that was made for us to be able to do what we do is very important, and we never forget that. I mean, whether it's the ancestors that got you to where you're at right now, your past predecessors who actually did what they did to get you where you're at right now, or whether it's, you know, the sacrifices that, you know, are being made for you around with the troops that are around the world right now. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to sacrifice. But one of the key ways to sacrifice, in the terms in which it's meant to grow and develop yourself of who you are and who you're going to be, you know what I'm saying, is sacrificing your lower for the higher, okay? And, you know, especially if you follow any of the religious texts, it's always about a lower sacrifice to gain the higher sacrifice. All right. Now, I'm going to put that into a context that everybody should be familiar with, which is money. OK, now, if you want to receive something, you have to give up something. All right. Everybody talks about planting seeds. OK, you want to receive something. You have to, you know, plant a seed. You know, you have to sow in order to reap. Okay. Now, when you do that, one of the key things that you have to know is you have to sacrifice something that's worthy to be sacrificed. And what's worthy to be sacrificed is definitely the things that are not benefiting you. Okay. The reason why I say this is because we're all talking about growth and progression. Well, the only way to get something of a higher nature is to give up something of a lower or lesser nature. So you may be at a high pinnacle right now, but want to go higher, but you're hitting the ceiling and don't know why. Well, 9 times out of 10, it's because you got to give up something that's close to what you got to get to what you want. And that's just the way it is. There's no getting around that, okay? But where I'm at in my life, and I don't mind sharing because I enjoy sharing, you know what I'm saying? So you can understand, hey, this is Gorilla One. I can see this dude. I'm with him. Is I've sacrificed a lot of things, man. And it's, you know what? They say in order to, you know, strengthen your circle, you have to give up some of your circle. And I didn't give up my circle, but what I did was I had to postpone the way I dealt with my circle in order to deal with them better in the future. Right now, I had to kind of sacrifice a lot of my time that I've been giving to all my friends and my family outside of my immediate family in order to buckle down, get my mind right, and focus on what I want in the future. So therefore, I had to make that decision. I had to sacrifice, but I'm reaping the benefits, or I will reap the benefits. I do reap the benefits on a day-to-day basis, but I'm reaping the benefits in the long term because my mind is focused. I'm actually planning, putting objectives together. I'm defining my purpose. I'm defining my goals. I'm defining my mission. I'm setting objectives and I'm following through. And that's where I always needed to be at. Okay, so sacrifice on all levels, it's not a bad thing. It is something that is required in order to get further. So I wanted to get that out to you. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about, which almost is, you know, synonymous with it, but it's a little bit differently. And the reason why they're almost synonymous is because, you know, they're both universal laws. Okay, they're universal laws we're talking about. So I'm not talking about anything that should be foreign to you. I am talking about things that are going to help you get better. It's about getting better. It's never about getting worse. Never, 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 never should it be about getting worse. Who walks backwards on a day-to-day basis? So why would you want to move backwards? Okay? So once again, if you're at the top of your game and you're not getting further, try sacrificing something that may be that one little catalyst you need to get to that next level. All right, glass ceiling, hit that thing and figure out what you're bumping up your head against. Okay, and if you can't figure that out, recognize what is it that you spend most of your time with that's not serving a benefit to you, and sacrifice it. Okay, Give it up. At least for a little bit, to see if you can see the difference of having and not having it. And if you start benefiting from it, then go full-fledged with it. All chips pushed to the center of the table. Let's get it on. You know what I'm saying? Let's see who's got the best hand. The second thing I want to talk to you about is forgiveness. Now, a lot of us are not getting to where we want to go because we will not forgive ourselves. Forgive yourself. It's okay. It's okay, man. I promise you it's okay. Matter of fact, it's better than okay, and I'll tell you why. All right? Follow me on this one. You did something, and as opposed to taking responsibility for it, you shifted the responsibility. But as you got older, you realize, man, that's still holding me back. Something about that is not leaving me. I keep remembering it. I'm not getting past it. Well, what you have to do is, number one, forgive the offender and forgive the offended. Okay? Now, if you're the offended, forgive the person who offended you, whoever the offender is. If you're the offender, forgive yourself for offending, and then forgive those who you offended. I'm going to break that down. If I do it to you, I am now, right in front of you, apologizing. I don't know what I did to you. I don't know who it is individually, but whatever I did to you that may have an ill feeling towards you, to where you have an ill feeling towards me, see where my hand's at? It's honesty. I apologize, and I humbly beg your forgiveness. At the same time, I have to now forgive myself for offending you. Okay? So you are the offended. I am the offender. I now forgive myself for offending you. So now I remove that weight as the offender in hope that now it's on you, that you will forgive yourself for your role in the process that caused me to offend you. Okay? See, the one thing that people used to say is like, take responsibility for your actions and the actions of others. And I would be like, no, look, not me. She did it to me. He did it to me. They did it to me. But then they say, no, you have to forgive them. What did Jesus say? Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. What did he do? He asked for forgiveness for the people who were offending him. Now, I'm not about to preach to you because, that's not my steez. But what I will say is the Bible and other biblical texts and other religious texts are full of moral standards that we should all appease, that we should all reach. They're universal laws in these books. Of course, they're filled with allegories and, stories and things like that. But there are literal truths in those books that you have to recognize once you look past the ideology and the dogmas and all that good stuff and the way that it's being presented to you. But when he did that, he asked them to forgive. He asked his Father to forgive those who had offended him. Like, if you knew that I was the Son, you wouldn't be doing this to me. So that's the reason why I say, if you are offended by me, I apologize. And I humbly beg your forgiveness. And I ask that you will grant me that forgiveness. But since I have asked for it, and I am apologizing, and when I see you, remind me, and I will apologize to you right then and there, because this may not reach the people that need to be, the ones I'm talking to. But hopefully it'll reach some. Okay? And I ask for forgiveness. If you forgive me, I thank you. And I hope that will heal you as it heals me. And we can move forward and continue the growth process. Because when you don't forgive, it's like a debt. It's like an unpaid debt that sits on you. Okay? And that unpaid debt sits on you and accumulates and accrues, and it gains interest and all types of stuff to where it becomes something bigger and worse than it really initially was. So forgive. Forgive. F-O-R, give. Now you're giving. Once again, sacrifice. What did I say sacrifice is? Based off the law of reaping and sowing. Giving up one thing to get another thing. Well, forgive is pretty much the same thing. Didn't I say they were synonymous? You forgive. You give. So you're giving something. I'm giving you the respect to let you know that I remove any debt that you have with me. I forgive you. Forgive a debt. I forgive it for you for your transgression against me. So keep that in mind, all right? And keep in mind these two laws, because these two laws will propel you to the heights in which you are seeking to go. So if you're hitting that ceiling, forgive and sacrifice. Sacrifice and forgive. Sometimes you have to sacrifice your pride in order to get what it is that you need. And sometimes that pride that you sacrifice is by asking for forgiveness. Once again, the two tie in. Universal laws always connect. This is your man G1. Once again, just want to shed some light, share some wealth, and, get my fur right with you. You know what I'm saying? And hope that y'all can now pound your chest and get your fur right and, do what you got to do to swing your vine the right way. All right? Man, protect your habitat. Protect your fam. God, family, gorilla. 2 dubs, 4 corners, peace, prosperity, and preservation. Hey, if you like what I'm saying, man, you like what I'm doing, you like what I'm bringing, you like my insight, then like button. Hit the like button, okay? If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. It's all for you. I do this because this is what my spirit leads me to do. And this is me falling into my purpose. Hey, I love y'all, man. Go, real life awaits. Peace.